If you are waiting for January, Monday, or next month, whatever date it may be, to get started, that day will never come. That feeling that you're waiting for, it will never come. And even if you do get started, let's say you make a New Year's resolution. Sure, there's a high chance you're gonna start something, but there's also a very high chance you're not gonna stick to it. Because if you are the type of person who's waiting for a specific day, a specific month, a specific opportunity that's just somebody came up with the New Year's resolution. If you are that type of person, you're not gonna stick to those promises that you make, because the people who actually get shit done, they get started now, not tomorrow, now. What is preventing you from starting whatever it is that you want to start now? Why would you always look for next Monday, next month, next year? What is the actual reason? Maybe it's gonna help you get started, as I said, but it's not gonna help you stick. Because you see, change does not start when the calendar flips. There is no magic to it. Change starts when you accept that it's gonna be painful, which it always is, because as humans, even if we live a shitty life, we get used to that. We find some weird comfort in having a shitty, ordinary life. We get so used to that, we do not want to change and shake it up too much. You have to accept that fear and overcome it, and accept that pain. And also, this is the hardest part for me personally. It is going to be boring and invisible, whatever it is that you start. If you are gonna start fitness, some kind of a fitness journey, you get a goal. You've always thought about how you're gonna get in shape for next summer to go to the beach. It's gonna be invisible for a long time in the beginning. You're not gonna see any changes in the mirror, and it's gonna feel like crap. The first couple of workouts are probably gonna be good, but then after that, it's gonna get real boring and you're not gonna really see that much gains. And believe me, in the long run especially, you lose those newbie gains. And I think that is why fitness is such a good example. That's why I chose to use it here, because the more you train, the less you see progress. And still you have to stick to it if you want to hold on to whatever it is you have achieved so far. And maybe you have other more productive dreams and goals and fantasies. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to start a YouTube channel. Those are two things that I have started not this year, I started YouTube earlier, but this year I started writing a book. It is so painful because nobody sees what you are doing. When I open the book on my laptop, you know what I see? I see that I am not even halfway through. I've put in so many thoughts, so many words, and it's still not even halfway through. And I don't have motivation for it. The only motivation I have is my knowledge of how habits work, my knowledge of how hitting the gym becomes a habit, how creating YouTube videos, even when nobody is watching you and nobody cares about them, except a couple of people. I have some really good subscribers, so shout out to them and thank you. But no one really sees you. No one really cares. And especially with a book or a mobile game project or whatever, if you're building something that takes a lot of time and effort, it's even worse. Because here's the thing with YouTube videos. I put a video out and it's gonna get some views. Something happens immediately as I upload. But when I write the book, nobody sees the book. Nobody gets to read the book until it's finished. So I can waste God knows how many goddamn months and years on a book that I don't know for a fact is gonna be released, that I don't know for a fact if anyone is gonna read. That is the reason why when I started a mobile game project in my 20s, I never finished it because I was so afraid of it. Even now, earlier this year, I started it again. And guess what is going on with that project right now? I have not touched it for a couple of months. because I've prioritized other things. I prioritized these videos, the book, the fitness. But the real reason is this: excuses. All of these things that I'm telling you, I know for a fact are excuses. Nothing is preventing me from waking up 1 hour earlier, for example, and working on the game project the first thing in the morning. And if I did that even on a few days of the week, there would be progress. But I'm afraid of it. So I come up with these excuses. I am comfortable in my discomfort of never having achieved anything. And that brings me to another pain point, yet another pain point. If you have dreams of creating something or doing something or becoming someone, you need to have faith. You need to have hope. You need to believe in yourself. And this is the tricky part. I'm 32 years old. My whole 20s, I just wasted my life away. I just took the instant gratification. I played video games, watched Twitch streams, YouTube, tons of pornography, and I get nothing to show for anything. I didn't create anything. I had all these ambitions about what I'm gonna do and create in my 20s so that when I'm 30 years old, I actually have wealth and freedom, which, by the way, right now would be pretty damn awesome, because I am in a spot in my life where I can't live the life that I want to live. And I don't know when I get to live that. I don't know if I have to spend the next 10 years grinding on the book, on the YouTube channel, and hopefully on the goddamn game, which I'm making excuses for all the goddamn time. I don't know. It's the feeling of despair and hopelessness that you get when you turn something like 30 years old. And for other people, maybe when they turn 40 or 50 years old, they get this same feeling. But that realization that you had so much time, you could have done so many things, you could be so much better off right now in this moment, but you are not, because your younger self was such a piece of shit who didn't get anything done. And that is why I do these things now, and I try to teach others on this channel. That's the purpose of this channel. I don't care how many subs I have. I don't care how many views I get. I will do this just for the sake of doing this. Because if I did something in my 20s, even just for the sake of doing something, rather than wasting my life on goddamn porn and video games, I would be somewhere different right now. My life would be better. But I didn't do that. I didn't realize that. So do something productive, something that could potentially, even if it's 1 in a million, something that might take you somewhere else. Do it for the sake of doing it. Don't give a damn about if somebody sees you, somebody validates you, whatever it may be. I don't care how many views this video is gonna be. It's probably gonna be maybe 20. I'm guessing 24 views or something for this video. And I don't care. I'm gonna move on to the next one. Next week I will film the next one. And that is the same with everything you do. So if you have a fitness goal, for example, don't look in the mirror. Don't. You go to the gym for the sake of going to the gym. You train your upper body and your lower body. You only have to split into like 2 workouts or whatever. You can do just 1 workout too, and it's more than nothing. And you just do it for the sake of doing it. Nobody cares. You shouldn't care either. Just do it, and before you know it, it will be years that you've been doing it for. Just like running. I started running in 2019, and I've been running every week ever since. I never had any grand plans for running. I just started running for the sake of running because I thought I'm lazy if I don't. Now I run a marathon once a year. That's how life works. That's how it is. And you know what? I'm never motivated to go running. The only time I've been motivated to go to running in the past year, let's say, is when I came back from my vacation in Vietnam, where it was too hot to run, so I didn't run for 3 weeks. I missed running so much that I was finally motivated to run. But then I got sick, so I haven't been able to run. So now I have motivation, but that motivation is gonna go away. It's gonna wear off in a couple of weeks. When I start running again every week, real soon the motivation will be gone. And then I just have to run for the sake of running again. So whatever excuses you got, ignore them. Do it for the sake of doing it, please, so you don't make the same mistakes I have made. And here's the thing also, I will assure you this, you will get used to the pain. When I sit in front of this camera, I never feel comfortable. I always doubt myself. I think I'm gonna sound like an idiot. There's not gonna be any views. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense to make a video. And I still do it. And when I'm done with it, I feel good. And it's the same with the workouts. I don't have motivation. When you hit the gym from like 13 years of age until 32 years of age, you don't care about it anymore. It's just something you do, and it still sucks when you do a whole bunch of reps with big weights and you run out of breath, you're sweaty, you're weak, and you would rather just lie down on the couch. It sucks, but afterwards it feels amazing. So the pain doesn't go away, never goes away. So there's never gonna be this ideal perfect life where you're motivated to do all these good things that you should be doing, and there's no pain in doing them. There's always gonna be pain, but you get used to that, and that's pretty awesome when you think about it. I think it's more admirable to get used to that sort of pain rather than the pain not existing and then you being able to do it because there is no pain. I think it's more cool to be able to say this, that yeah, I do these things that suck because I'm used to the suck. Anyway, if you got anything out of this video, please leave a like because the algorithm loves that, and consider subscribing, yada yada yada. And I appreciate your time, obviously, because time is more precious than anything, when I think about what salary I get from my job, I always think, yeah, I get the things done that I'm supposed to get done. But the most important thing is this: I give 5 days of the week. And don't tell me that half of that time I have, time off, because 8-hour workday, 8 hours awake before bed equals half. No, it doesn't, because I have to do cleaning and freaking chores and, work out and stay healthy after work for those 8 hours, during those 8 hours, which means it's not fair game, in my opinion. I think if we work 5 days a week for a company, we are sacrificing our most valuable currency, which is time. We never get that back. So your time watching this video it can't be measured in money or anything. So thank you, and have a nice rest of the year, or whenever you watch this, I don't fucking know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.